bastards loving the Big Show podcast? Get up even closer on Instagram, YouTube and TikTok, or raw dog it 4 to 7 every weekday on Radio Hauraki.
Yeah, man.
Man.
Good.
Keyzie has turned on his happy face for the cameras.
Yeah,
He was
well, he
a
gave me
miserable
a-
bastard a second ago.
He gave me a filthy look because I fondled my microphone and made a noise.
Oh,
So I did this.
he hates that, eh?
Yeah, he was fuming.
But then I was like smiling afterwards, like, hey, I was just joking around, fellas.
Hey, you know how I've been saying that I've been watching us on YouTube a bit, just because it's been popping up on my YouTube stream.
Because you've been watching it.
Yeah, his most searched term is Jason Hoyte.
It's Hoyte J.
Yeah.
Backbone.
But then my dairy owner, Kevin,
Is that his name?
that's his name.
Because it was Babu for a while, wasn't it?
Yeah, Babu's sold it.
You said that the new guy's name was Babu. His Babu sold it as well.
No,
Babu too.
Babu too.
No, the new guys. Well, actually, technically, Kevin's doesn't own it. It's another guy that owns it. I don't know his name.
Right.
But Kevin, man,
Where's Kevin from?
India.
Kevin.
Yes.
You should ask him what his real name is. And find out.
But anyway, he is seriously a
Kevin.
fucking great human being, and he just works.
You seem surprised.
Well, he just works. But he's one of those guys that's always really genuine, and he goes, "How's your day going?" And you go, "Good, thanks, man. How are you going?" And he's, "Oh, good." And you do your transaction, and he always goes, "You have a great day." And I go, "You have a great day too, man." And he seems very genuine with it. But anyway, he said, "You're on YouTube." And I went, "Oh, yes. What did you see on YouTube?" And he went, "Radio Hauraki." And
Yeah,
I went,
right.
"Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
I hope you corrected him. It said Hauraki.
Backbone, he said.
Did he?
Yeah.
He's loving it.
I was quite chuffed with that for some random reason.
Our local dairy owner as well, nice guy. Every time you walk in there, he always says the same thing. So I've worked out that's what he says to everyone, like, "Oh, hot today, isn't it?"
Does he say that?
He says it, and he
Where's
said it
he
to us
from?
the 4 times in a row. I have no idea. I'd be wrong for me to assume.
What kind of an accent does he have?
Kiwi.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, he says, "Oh man, it's hot today, isn't it?" And I go, yeah. But I feel really bad because his dairy has been robbed like 5 times
Was
in the
it you
last
that did
2
it?
years. Not me, but one time we were walking past, like it was probably 2 weeks ago, walking down the road, saw that it had been robbed. The police, and I was just like, "Oh, that guy's so lovely." And people keep robbing him and ram raiding his dairy, and
Right.
he had to put all these bars up and all sorts of stuff.
It's shithouse, eh?
It's really sad, yeah.
The same guys, Kevin and the guy that owns the dairy, they got robbed as well, and they showed me the video that they captured of it. And I think I told you guys about this. And as soon as these guys tried to rob them, they grabbed cricket bats and
That's
baseball
right,
bats
yeah.
and just started smashing them. It was like, whoa!
Cricket Violence Corner.
God, okay.
God, that's ballsy, isn't it?
Well, they just didn't take a backward step. They just immediately grabbed a bat and started hoeing in.
Yeah.
I was like, fucking
If you
hell.
come in here, that's all good, but we're not giving it up without a
Yeah,
fight.
we're not.
Yeah. Just go somewhere else.
Yes, we're going to
Yeah, good
hurt
on
you
you.
if you
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that. And fair enough.
God, ballsy.
What's your dairy owner like, Mogi?
Don't go to the... Oh, actually, bloody great. I was going to tell a lie there. There's a fella there, a guy and his daughter, and they're of Indian descent. And it just seems it's just the way it is. It's very rare, isn't it, to find, like you've got there, Keyzie, someone from New Zealand. It's genius to go to a country and just buy a small business.
I think he is from the Asian continent, but I don't know where. But
Right.
but he's definitely been in New Zealand a long time.
Yeah. This guy, he is... We've got like 3 dairies along the way there. But I
Lucky.
go to this one because he's got the mixed berry real ice cream maker.
Oh,
Right, okay.
And
yes.
I'm in there, boy. These ice creams are massive, ridiculous. I eat it all
Is
up.
it ice cream or frozen yogurt?
It's ice cream.
Yeah, right.
And he can't make one to save himself. It's like a frosty boy.
Yeah.
Often licked but never beaten, Jace.
Yeah,
That's
man.
what they say.
Totes.
And but his no. His daughter is really great at making the ice cream.
Right.
And she's always happy to see me because I'm always in there. And my mum used to own a dairy. We grew up owning a dairy.
Oh, wow.
And it was
you not
always
know that,
it was always the worst in summer because every fucking man and his dog wanted an ice cream, and it was a pain in the fucking ass. That and thick shakes, making thick shakes.
Yeah.
Pain and it takes fucking ages, and especially when you're a 14-year-old, you could give a shit.
Yeah.
So I always make a joke with her because I know how much because she's about the same age, she would be hating it as well.
Yeah.
So she likes that. While she's making an ice cream, I steal some lollies.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
mate.
yeah, good. I reckon actually.
Oh, just on the ice cream thing.
Yes.
Do you remember last week someone called up from Canterbury, Darfield, and I was like, oh, Darfield, the big ice creams.
Yes.
So that place does legendarily massive ice creams. But the people that own it is a lovely old fella. It must be his wife or something served us last time we were there.
Shit house.
And she goes, what flavour would you like? And I said, oh, chocolate. And then she did a hoity day. She went, really? Chocolate? And I was like, oh, yeah, is that all good? And she's like, it's just super hard to scoop.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah.
There is a real
fucking chocolate ice cream.
There is a real art form in the scooping, I find. You know, and you've got to have a proper ice cream scooper to have that weight behind it. But I reckon the old dairy would be quite a profitable little business because they
A lot of work.
yeah. Well, they open at like 7:30, and
That's late for a dairy. That's piss poor.
well,
you
no,
gotta be
but
opening
wait,
your doors at 6.
but wait.
He's there till midnight.
They used to close. Babu used to close at 8, and these guys are often there 9:30.
Well, this is the
That's
beauty.
a long day.
But the thing is, you also live there.
No, well, they don't.
Oh, don't
No,
they? Well,
they
this
don't
is
live there.
often the case, though, isn't it? Is they're living as well. You live
Yes.
upstairs, and then you might as well have the doors open, make some money.
Yeah,
Because
true.
God knows they're sitting there watching TV anyway. So what's the difference?
Well, in like Cambodia, it was the same in Sri Lanka. It'd probably be the same in Vietnam, which you're going to next week, Jace. They all have dairies and like 4 square type setups, but they actually just live at the back of the shop. So they're literally open until they go to bed. And when they wake up in the morning, they open the shop.
Yeah.
So you'd be driving past at like midnight and someone will just be watching TV in bed, but the shop will still be open.
Great stuff.
And then they come here and we think they're working super hard, but comparatively, it's like,
Yeah, I worked at a dairy. It's mostly doing fuck all.
yeah, I
would
imagine.
suck. I would
But I
hate
tell you, I think their dairy is pretty bloody busy all the time.
Yeah, it's still
it's-
doing fuck all, though. You know what I mean? It's like you're there, you're
Yes.
ringing things up,
Yes.
but it's,
Packing
it's
and-
more the fact that you're there more
Yes.
than any kind of hard work as such.
Sure.
It was, I used to work there every day and on the weekends, and I regarded it as money for jam.
Sure.
And you're loading up, you do the shops and all that sort of stuff, and you stack the shelves and you get, all that sort of things. But it's
Yes.
like, I mean, come on, it's fucking.
But that's what I mean, though. It must be quite,
But
I've
it
got a
is 7
feeling
days a week.
Yes, and they must be earning some reasonable coin.
I think the markup when we were there, it was about 10 or 15%.
Right.
It wasn't huge, but I think these days, God, man, with the lollies are anything to go by, fellas.
Yeah. Well, this is quite a
8
big
lollies
dairy
in a
too.
plastic bag for $2, creaming it. Creaming it down there.
what do you call a dairy overseas? Because whenever you're overseas, you go, oh, we'll go to the
Convenience store.
convenience store. Okay. Because we're like, the general store, but then that sounds more like a hardware type.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
convenience. Yeah,
Yeah,
convenience.
7-Eleven, isn't it?
Yeah. It's so good.
What was
So
your
good.
first job, Keyzie?
Footwear at Rebel Sport.
Nice.
Is that how you got your foot? You're into
How
feet?
old were you then?
15.
Your first job at 15?
Well, because we lived out in we lived a
True.
20-minute drive from school, and I had to have a car and had to have petrol.
They didn't have you on the avocados, working the avocados?
Nah, back then they were worth nothing. They weren't even worth picking.
I did quite a bit of orchard work because my brother was in Tauranga and he was working on orchards. So in the holidays, I used to have to scamper down there and pick shit.
Yeah,
Pick shit.
kiwi fruit.
But
probably.
my first proper job was Whitcoulls, and I hated it
That's
so
right, Whitcoulls.
bad.
Yeah, so I was.
I
I'm not
hated
sure.
it so bad.
I swear I told you this age. I was footwear at Rebel Sport at 15.
Yes, I remember that.
And $7
I
an
remember
hour.
that too.
And they offered me to go on like a training course, so I actually knew what was going on.
You said no thanks.
I said no because it was on a Sunday and I didn't get paid for it.
And why would you?
Exactly. I was like,
I'd love to volunteer for that. Go
Yeah.
fuck yourself. The first job I had was paying $4.65. Not the first job, but the first job out of school. $4.65.
I couldn't even
Isn't that
tell
unreal?
you what I got at Whitcoulls. Not enough.
but you were stealing though, weren't you?
What?
I
Yeah.
was. I think
What?
I did steal a bit, actually.
Did you? I never did.
But-
My stepfather accused me of stealing cigarettes from the dairy, which really pissed me off because I never stole a fucking thing off that guy.
right, okay.
Bastard.
That would fuck me up.
I just remember that people were horrendously rude.
At Whitcoulls.
Yes, not the staff, the public, and so you'd get just
Well,
But except for you.
absolute assholes.
Well-
What were they keyed up about?
I remember one old guy coming in. It was Christmas time. It was busy as fuck.
Yeah.
And so you're
You haven't got
frantically
time for this, have you?
serving everyone. And there was this old fuck standing by the counter, and I was serving this woman.
I bet.
And he
Give
said
her all
to
the
me,
attention.
"Oh, is that how it is it? You don't like old people?" And I said,
That's how it sounds so far. I picked it straight away.
"Sorry?" And he said, "I've been waiting here and you're serving her." And I said, "Well, I thought she was next in line," and blah, blah, blah. "No, that's just ageism. You don't like old people. I'm sick and tired of people not respecting old people." And I was like, she was just right here in front of me, so I was serving her. And he just lost his shit. Another guy came in for like a wage ledger book or something, which we didn't have, and he went fucking batshit crazy. "Go and get your manager. Go and get your manager now. This is unacceptable." And it was just like,
Is that what he sounded
fuck
like?
yeah, fuck you dick.
People
How many
that
years
take it
ago
out.
was this?
I was probably about Keyzie's age, 15.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, people that take it out on the people that are just working part-time in stores are such nutters.
Yeah.
My wife last week, because she's got a new job, she works for one of the big supermarket groups, and as part of her new job, she had to do 4 days in store. Last week, it was in West Auckland, she did it, and she was on the till for 2 hours. And because she doesn't actually know how to use the till, so she was just scanning, and then someone else was there. And she said it was probably the rudest 2 hours of her recent life.
Yeah.
People that were coming in.
I hate dealing with people who are fucking hopeless, though.
Oh. Gosh, man. I wasn't hopeless. I was good.
Oh, no, I bet you were good, Jason. I'm only joking. But it is an interesting thing, isn't it, when you go to places where people are serving. This has always frustrated me. I remember when unemployment was at about 1.4% or something like that. And the problem with that is that there are people that shouldn't be employed. There is a percentage of the population that just need to stay at home.
Yes.
And stay out of our way. And what generally ends up happening is instead of that, they end up working on checkouts. And checkouts are places where everyone can get frustrated. And when you've got a queue of people, of say 10 people queued up because it's a busy period, and the person on the checkout still works at the same speed as if there's nobody in the queue,
Yes.
I got no time for that, man.
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
They're chit-chatting, like they're friendly and that's good, but they're chit-chatting when they should be concentrating on the speed of the scan, you know?
That's probably what my wife was doing.
Yeah.
She's probably chit-chatting when there's a big line.
When there's a big line, people ain't got no time for that, man. I got to get home.
Had that that thing happen yesterday, but what happened was there was 10 in the queue. There were 2 people operating, but one of them was this poor young girl who was having a mare at the lotto machine.
Oh, yeah.
And so this guy was going, nah, and she was going, well, I can't. And so everyone was in the main, not the express lane, the fucking main lane. I was effing and jeffing.
So
I
good.
wasn't. Not to her, of course.
Just under your breath.
Listen to the Hauraki Big Show 4 till 7 every weekday. Check it out on YouTube as well.
Jason Hoyte, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie. Weekdays from 4 on Radio Hauraki. Or give their podcast a hoon on iHeartRadio.